All right, good morning and welcome back, fifth grade math students to school. I hope you had a fun spring break. Hope you were able to relax. And let's get ready to get back at it. Okay, so the last 2 days before break, we were talking about the metric system. Today, we're going to be learning how to do some metric conversions. So before we were switching between inches and yards and feet and miles. Those are all the customary measurements. Now, these metric measurements are ones that are used in different countries. It's today and tomorrow are going to be pretty challenging, but we're going to go one step at a time together, so don't get overly frustrated. Today, we're going to hop into it, and then tomorrow, we're going to really start to polish it up. All right, so stick with me. Okay, so first, we should have seen this in the videos before. So we're going to be talking about three different types of measurement. Meters, which is how long something is. Liters, which is how much space something has or takes up. It's like how we measure liquid. And grams, which is how much something weighs. So meters, liters, and gram are always going to be our unit. So the way that they use the wording in the metric system is they're always going to have either meter, liter, or gram. That's where the unit goes. So we see unit is right here. To show that something's getting bigger, we have deca, hecto, and kilo. And to show that something is smaller than the unit, we have deci, centi, and milli. So I'm going to show you some examples of that now. Okay, so for a meter, our unit is right here at the meter. A decameter is 10 meters. A hectometer is 100 meters. A kilometer is 1,000 meters. Deca means 10, hecto means 100, kilo means 1,000. Now going smaller, a decimeter, I need 10 of those to make a meter. A centimeter, I need 100 of them. They're getting even smaller. A millimeter, I need 1,000 to make a meter. So let's take a look at what these sizes end up being. So a meter. I am about 2 meters tall. I'm a little bit less than 2 meters tall. So a meter, think about the size of a person, about the size of you. A kilometer, if we look on the right side, a kilometer is 1,000 meters. So it's 1,000 of those meters stacked up. And we can think that's about, if you walked from Knapp Elementary to the Lansdale YMCA, that's about 1 kilometer, 1,000 meters. Then we look on the smaller end at a millimeter. A millimeter, I would need 1,000 of them just to make a meter. It's 1,000th of a meter. And that's about the length of the tip of a pencil. So a millimeter is very small. All right, let's look at our next one. Next is our liter. So just like before, our unit is the liter. A decaliter is 10 liters. A hectoliter was 100. A kiloliter is 1,000 liters. Just like before, a deci is 1/10. I need 10 of them to make a liter. Centi, we need 100 centiliters to make a liter. And 1,000 milliliters. So we get smaller and smaller. Again, let's look at an example. So an example of a liter is this soda bottle. So this isn't the biggest soda bottle you can get. That's a 2-liter bottle. This is like that medium. That's a liter. A kiloliter is like it's 1,000 of them. Kilo means 1,000, so 1,000 liters. That swimming pool is about 1 kiloliter or 1,000 liters. Now a milliliter is a much, much smaller, because remember, that's milli is 1,000th. It's just that little dot right there. It's just this little that little dot, that little droplet is 1 milliliter. Very, very small. I need 1,000 of them to make this liter. And last is a gram. Decagram, 10 grams. Hectogram, 100. Kilograms, 1,000. Deci, now we're getting smaller. Deci, 1/10. Centi, 100th. Milli, 1,000th. Smaller and smaller. Again, let's take a look at some examples. So a gram of salt is about that spoonful of salt. While a kilogram, what number is, how much is a kilo? What number do we think of for kilo? It's 1,000. It's 1,000 of those grams make up that entire container of Himalayan crystal salt. A milligram is 1,000th. It's almost impossible to see a milligram of salt. So it's one tiny little itty bitty piece, maybe, of salt. It's extremely small. All right, so I hope we have an idea of how we use these prefixes, kilo, 1,000, or milli, 1,000th, to show the difference between the unit, big things, and small things. Now we're going to be converting between these measurements. And this is where it's going to get a little bit tough, but we're just going to keep on practicing, and we will get there. Okay, so we always want to have our list on the side. So kilo is 1,000, hecto is 100, deca is 10, meter is our unit, deci is 1/10, centi 100th, milli 1,000th. Gets smaller and smaller. Okay, so now we are converting 3 meters to centimeters. So we're going from something that's pretty big to something that's pretty small. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to write down what we have. So we have 3 meters. Okay. Now we have 2 options. I'm about to sneeze. I couldn't sneeze. We have 2 options. We're either going to multiply this number or divide this number. Now we're going from 3 meters to centimeters. So we have 3 big things, and we're going to chop it up to a whole bunch of small things. So we're going to have a whole bunch of small things. We're going to have way more things. We're going to be multiplying. Okay? We're going to be multiplying. Now we can take a look. What are we going to be multiplying by? Well, we're going from the meter, and the meter is the unit, right? So we're going from this spot right here down to centi. We hop once, we hop twice. That tells me that I'm going to be multiplying by 100 because it is the second power of 10. We did 2 hops, we get 2 zeros. And 3 times 100 is 300. So 3 meters equals 300 centimeters. Those are the same things. 3 meters is 300 centimeters. All right, let's do a couple more. I wonder what happens if I just go to the next slide. Oh, it goes away, but does it come back? It does come back. That's super cool. Okay, so we're going to go from 5,000 centimeters to some amount of meters. We don't know. Well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to write down what we start with. So we start with 5,000. Still writing with my mouse. All right, we're starting with 5,000. Now we have to decide, are we going to multiply or divide? Well, I'm going from centimeters to meters. I'm going from a bunch of little things into just a couple big things. So I'm going to have less things. It's the same distance, but I'm going from a bunch of little centimeters to a couple big meters. So I'm going to have less things, so I'm going to be dividing. All right, so now I'm going from centimeters to meters. So let's see. I start at centi, and I'm going up to meter, which is the unit. So I take 1 hop, 2 hops. 2 hops, just like before. The second power of 10, 2 hops, 2 zeros. So to do my conversion, it would be 5,000 divided by 100. And you can either do that on your calculator. You can do that on your calculator if you want, or if you remember our decimal rule, you can do that. But for now, to keep it simple, we're going to do our calculator. And I know that 5,000 divided by 100 is 50 meters. All right. So this is going to seem a little bit wacky, a little bit complicated, but we're just going to. I'm going to show you 2 more. I want to give you as much practice as possible. You're going to try some on your own. We're going to come back and practice tomorrow. So don't get frustrated. Don't get overwhelmed. Okay, so 6.3 meters equals how many centimeters? Okay, well, just like before, the first thing we do is we write down what we have. We have 6 3/10 meters. Why is that doing that? Come on now. Eraser time. Actually, I think I know why I did that. 6 3/10 meters. Now I have to decide, am I going to multiply or divide? Well, I'm going from meters, the big meters, to a bunch of small centimeters. I'm going to have way more tiny, small centimeters. It's going to be the same length, but I'm going to have a bunch more centimeters. So I am multiplying. And let's check. Well, I started at meters. Meters is our unit. Meters is right there, and I hopped down to centi. Well, I took 1 hop and 2 hops to centi, which is the second power of 10, or 1 with 2 zeros. 2 hops gets 2 zeros. So 6 3/10 times 100. Again, you can do this on your calculator, or you can do it with our decimal rule. For now, we're going to go with calculator. So 6 3/10 times 100 is going to be 630. 630 centimeters. And we could just do that on our calculator for now. Okay. All right, we're going to do one more. And then you're going to practice some on your own. All right. 5,000. Wait a minute. Did I not change? Is that the one we did before? That is the same one that we did before. Okay, well, we're going to do 3 then. So you can go back through this video. You can look at it at any time. I'm going to post the worksheet. You do not have to submit the problems. I just want you to practice some of them. Make sure to relax. We're going to come back and practice again tomorrow. You can watch this video again. This is one of the tougher new things that we've done, so do your best. That is all, and I will see you tomorrow.